Hey everyone, welcome back to our newsroom, your go-to source for global and geopolitical news, current affairs, and the stories that shape our world. Today, we're diving into a thrilling chapter of American current affairs that goes beyond the gridiron. It's about resilience, strategy, and the underdog spirit that echoes through U.S. history from industrial revivals to political comebacks. We're talking about the Detroit Lions' stunning 38-30 victory over the Baltimore Ravens on Monday Night Football, September 22, 2025. This wasn't just a game, it was a statement. A team written off after a rough start claws back to dominance, sacking one of the league's most elusive quarterbacks 7 times and running wild on the ground. Sound familiar? It's the kind of grit that defines American narratives, much like Detroit's own economic rebound from bankruptcy to boomtown. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We break down how events like this intersect with bigger global trends, from U.S. domestic morale to the soft power of sports diplomacy. Let's break it down step by step. Detroit news. Buckle up, this is going to be an engaging ride. First off, let's set the scene. It's Monday night at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The Ravens, perennial contenders with superstar quarterback Lamar Jackson and powerhouse running back Derrick Henry, are hosting the Detroit Lions. Detroit came in at 1-1 after a humiliating Week 1 loss to the Green Bay Packers, where their offense looked lost without former coordinator Ben Johnson. Skeptics were everywhere, analysts questioning if the Lions' 15-2 magic from last season was a fluke. Meanwhile, Baltimore was 1-1, fresh off a loss to the Buffalo Bills but still seen as one of the NFL's elite. But oh, how the tables turned. The final score, Detroit 38, Baltimore 30. According to the Lions didn't just win, they dominated in ways that left fans buzzing. They ran over Baltimore's vaunted defense, amassing huge drives like a 98-yard march and a 96-yard epic that showcased their physicality. David Montgomery and Yammer Gibbs combined for over 200 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns, turning the game into a ground-and-pound masterclass. Imagine this, starting from their own 2-yard line, the Lions chew up 10:48 of clock on 18 plays, mostly runs, ending with Montgomery's 1-yard plunge. That's not just football, that's imposing your will, much like how U.S. foreign policy sometimes relies on sustained pressure rather than flashy strikes. And the defense? Whew. They sacked Lamar Jackson 7 times 7. Jackson, known for his Houdini-like escapes, was bottled up, unable to go wild, as Yahoo puts it. Aiden Hutchinson punched the ball out of Henry's hands for a key fumble recovery in the fourth quarter. This wasn't luck, it was preparation meeting opportunity, reminiscent of geopolitical strategies where containment neutralizes a dynamic threat. Now, let's zoom in on those pivotal moments that had everyone on the edge of their seats. The game started strong for Detroit. On their first drive, they marched 67 yards in 11 plays, with Gibbs punching in a 1-yard touchdown. But the real jaw-dropper was that 98-yard drive in the first half, 13 runs out of 18 plays, keeping Jackson sidelined for nearly a quarter. As the Detroit News columnist John Nio points out, this was the Lions meeting the moment and owning it. He quotes head coach Dan Campbell post-game. "We knew we had to be tougher, smarter, and more physical. That's Detroit football." The Ravens fought back, tying it at 14-14 before halftime with a Jackson touchdown pass to Rashad Bateman. The second half was a roller coaster of lead changes. Baltimore surged ahead, but Detroit tied it with a Goff to St. Brown beauty. Then came the 96-yard drive, highlighted by Montgomery's 72-yard burst and a trick play. Goff hands off to St. Brown, who pitches to Gibbs for the score. New coordinator John Morton channeling that creative flair proved that innovation thrives even after key losses, much like how nations adapt post-leadership changes. But the drama peaked in the final minutes. Ravens down by 8, driving to tie it. Lions defense steps up again, sack on first down, stuffing Jackson on third. Baltimore punts, and Detroit faces 4th and 2 at the 2-minute warning. Campbell, ever the gambler, goes for it with a play-action pass. Goff hits St. Brown for 20 yards first down. Next play, Montgomery explodes for a 31-yard touchdown dagger. Game over. As NFL.com's What We Learned sums it up, Detroit was stupendous on the ground, enforcing their will and moving to 2-1, while Baltimore drops to 1-2, desperately needing a win against Kansas City next. In a world of geopolitical uncertainties from trade wars to alliances, doesn't this game mirror how underdogs like Detroit, a city that's risen from economic ashes, can challenge powerhouses? Sports like this boost national morale, influencing everything from consumer spending to voter sentiment in swing states. Let's shine a light on the stars who made this happen. Jared Goff, the Lions QB, shook off Week 1 doubts with efficient passing, completing key throws like that fourth down strike to Amon-Ra St. Brown. St. Brown himself was clutch, hauling in passes that sealed the deal. But the ground game stole the show, Montgomery with 150-plus yards and 2 scores, including that game-clinching 31-yarder. Gibbs added speed and versatility, celebrating his fourth-quarter touchdown in style. On defense, the Lions' front seven was relentless. 7 sacks on Jackson? That's elite pressure, with guys like Hutchinson leading the charge. As Nio in the Detroit News writes, this was about owning the moment, the team channeling the blue-collar ethos of Motor City. For Baltimore, Jackson threw for over 250 yards and a TD but was harassed all night, fumbling on a crucial fourth down in the first half. Henry was stuffed at the goal line twice. But losses to top teams like Buffalo and Detroit highlight vulnerabilities, perhaps a metaphor for superpowers facing multipolar challenges globally. What does this mean for the bigger picture? Detroit's win reaffirms their Super Bowl contender status, silencing off-season skeptics. As Yahoo points out, maybe the Packers' defense is just that good, or the Lions had an off day. Either way, they're alive and well. For Baltimore, it's a wake-up call heading to Kansas City at 1-2, they need to regroup. In current affairs terms, this game underscores regional dynamics. Detroit's success boosts Michigan's economy through fan spending and tourism, while Baltimore's struggles could ripple into Maryland's sports revenue debates. Globally, American football's drama exports U.S. culture, influencing soft power. Think about it, fans in Europe, Asia, and beyond tune in, seeing themes of perseverance that parallel international stories. Like Ukraine's resilience or Taiwan's strategic defenses. Wrapping this up, the Lions' 38-30 triumph over the Ravens wasn't just a football win, it was a testament to bouncing back under pressure, a core American value that resonates in geopolitics and daily life. From epic drives to defensive stands, Detroit proved they're not done yet. As Nio eloquently puts it in the Detroit News, they met the moment on Monday Night Football and owned it. What a game! Do you think the Lions are Super Bowl bound? How does sports like this reflect broader societal trends? For more on global news from U.S. elections to international conflicts, subscribe now. We've got breakdowns on everything from Middle East tensions to economic shifts. Thanks for watching, stay informed, stay engaged. Peace out.